Okay,
Okay. Welcome,
right,
Mr.
yeah.
Small.
Just hello and happy to be aboard and everything's going good. Charlie, you guys probably already know, has been helping me out. So get me kind of up to speed on all the different things we're doing in the office and yeah, but we're happy to be there.
hey, you can
Welcome,
count on us
Jim.
to help you any way we can, Jimmy.
appreciate
Those that know you and really welcome you in, and if there's any questions, we'll all help you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Mhm. Jim, I don't know you. I'm Gina Gasconi. I've been on recreation for, oh God, probably more than half my life. But
Nice to
but
meet you.
welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I heard a lot about you, so it was nice to finally meet you. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
All good things, of course.
I was gonna say, I hope they're good.
Yeah, they were.
If they're from Charlie,
No.
no, Charlie. I love Charlie.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, great. Well, welcome. And as I think someone said, if there's anything we can do to help you out, just give a yell.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's good.
Now, is this true now? Now you have Charlie for what, 16 hours a week?
16 a week, I think, until August, maybe.
You're gonna be writing about him? You're gonna grade him as a supervisor?
Yeah, that's what she said. I said, oh, that could be good and bad. He's bigger than me. What am I gonna say? I can't say anything bad. Right?
That's a trick question.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes from the February 7th meeting?
Motion to approve.
Seconded?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Okay, on a roll call vote, Mr.
Yep.
Riggi,
Yes,
Mr. Buron. Okay, Mr. Flaherty,
Yes.
Ms. Glisconi.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what to do about Mr. Buron. Dan, can you unmute? Okay, we'll move on.
Yeah, we have three of us, so
Right,
so it passes.
so golf course update, Mr. Small.
Oh, the golf course update. Well, we made the official transition. Everyone probably knows that. I guess that from what I understand, they're gonna be having someone attend, I don't know if it'll be in person or through Zoom, the rec commission meetings for at least the first 6 months. And I assume at any point in time after that, if we wanted them to. So that's nice. And they do seem, the guys that I met anyways, the representatives that I met, they seem to be nice guys. So, that's nice too. So,
hey Jimmy,
Yeah.
have you heard anything about rates? Have they done anything with rates?
no, I do know, that any rate changes have to be approved, I guess, by, I would assume, by you guys and then forwarded to the town manager for final approval. But yeah, I think everything that RFP laid it all out pretty much. They have to, they can't go up any more than we want them to go up. So that's good. I don't know if they will go up. I don't know. I mean, we could find out, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Well, this is, if they ask us for approval, this will be the first time that the golf
I
course
know.
information has
And I-
gone by us. We've been out of the loop.
I know. I didn't really hear much about the whole thing until they decided they were going to go with it as, myself. So that was a kind of little surprise to me too.
And
Well,
I
it says in the town administrative code that we're supposed to be in charge of the golf course. And
I know.
we are
Mhm.
not in charge of the golf course.
That
Right.
was
That-
There's
I
gonna
think
be a
that's
little bit of-
something that we should put on next month's agenda. And I know I sound like a broken record on this, but the town admin code, as Mike said, says that we oversee the golf course. Another part of it is just Parks and Rec itself. Says that Parks and Rec Commission advises the town manager via the superintendent. That's not happening. So I think we need to put
Get
it on the agenda
clarification.
again and maybe have another call with Mr. Dutton on that too.
Yep, that sounds good.
I mean, this whole transition from the town running the golf course to a company running the golf course, I thought was supposed to be approved by town council. Not
Yeah,
just- Not just
would
an
thought so, too.
administrative decision by Mike Dutton. So,
What I was told the other day, Mike, from one of the counselors, because I questioned that, and he said if it doesn't affect, and I hope I got this right, if it doesn't affect the budget of the town, then it doesn't need to. Does that sound right? I think I got it right. I hope I got it right.
Well, what happens if the revenues from the golf course go way down because of bad weather? That's affecting the budget, no?
Then it's gonna affect the budget, right? So,
So, I don't know, we should get some clarification on that. Jimmy Campbell was gonna look into it with a recreation department attorney and see if the decisions that were made were done the right way, but I don't think there's much we can do about it now, except get clarification.
We've been talking about this, Mike, for how long?
I know.
There's always Dutton just doesn't want to give up the reins. The good thing is we have Jimmy Small, who knows the golf course, like the back of his hand. So that's a great resource
Yep.
for the rec board. But
Welcome back, Dan. Welcome back, Dan.
you can't hear anything.
No. He's having, I'm sorry, Mr. Flaherty, he
Hear me now?
texted me.
Yeah,
He's
we can
having-
hear you.
Okay, there he goes. He was
Good.
having issues.
So he's having
Me.
issues.
We can hear you, Dan, I think. Just nod.
Hey, Mike,
okay,
why don't you give him a computer that works?
I invited him to come over here and sit with me.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
back
got
to
me
the
now?
update.
Yeah, we
on
can.
the-
We can hear you, Danny.
Back to the, Mike, the update on the golf course.
And I can hear you. Lucky me.
There we go.
From Jim, that, obviously with the weather we've had the last few weeks, but we have had some good days in there. Has anybody been out playing or?
Yeah, I saw that they were open today. Up until, that last recent snowfall, we were doing pretty good, We never really opened up, I guess, from that 30-inch storm, that kind of kept us closed for like 2-3 weeks almost. And then we opened for a couple of days, and then we got this last storm. And but they are open again, no golf carts. I assume that they'll probably open for golf carts somewhere around April 15th. So yeah, but everything's pretty much going to be, I would say, running the same, except for, a couple of the employees probably aren't going to come back. But besides that, everything should be running the same.
Are you gonna be running the Thursday night league? Or is Charlie gonna continue it?
I think Charlie put in a request to run it. I think the only change that I heard would be that they would the Indigo people wanted to have everything run through the register instead of just like going to the rec. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I think they'll probably just take in the fees and then,
Pay us.
obviously, and Charlie would just run the handicaps, adjustments of the handicaps and stuff. Probably putting the scores into the GIN system and
How does-
deciding what's going on.
Does Indigo get paid by the registry?
Yeah, well, I think they pay the town a flat fee. Primarily, the way that I know that they do it, they pay the town a flat fee per year, and then they take everything after that. You know, they collect all the greens fees. I think there is probably, I haven't even seen how much we're getting. I don't know if you guys have seen, but I haven't seen that. And a lot of times they say anything over like 1.4 million of gross sales, they'll do like maybe 50-50 after that. But that's pretty much it. And they're going to work hand in hand with Barrett, I guess. That's kind of what I hear. They'll work with Mike, and you know, as far as Mike's running the food and beverage and the food for the tournaments, and then those guys will run the golf course and the outings and stuff. So hopefully
They-
that end will go well.
They're gonna be
So,
with them here,
We
right?
probably won't pay one fee to be in the league. We'll be paying every week when we go in.
No,
No, I think you'll still pay, you know, your one-time fee for the whole entire year and everything. But as I understood, I think, didn't Charlie take like that money and then it went into rec, and then he wrote a check to the course for
that's
for
right.
whatever it was. So I don't think it's gonna go down like that. I think those guys will take in the money and know how many people are playing in it, and then Charlie will just run like the league itself, you know, who's gonna play with who on what night. And I know he adjusts people's handicaps just in case there's some sandbaggers. Not that any of us, you know, would never do that, but some people would, and I would never do that. So, but yeah.
All of a sudden I went mute. All of a sudden I went mute.
Oh, you did? Well, you're back. We got you now.
No, about handicaps.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right, so we finished up with the golf course update, do you think, guys? And girl,
Mhm.
any old business we have to discuss? What about the pickleball courts? How are they going, Jimmy? Have you heard anything on that or talked to Charlie about them?
Yeah, he's said he's got a couple more things he wants to do. The one thing I didn't know was he was talking about there's a shed. Have you been over there to see that? I guess there's a shed.
Right.
So he told me there's going to be a lock on it, and I didn't know how we were going to do that. Whether, you know, who's going to lock it up, who's going to, you know, unlock it, and who's going to lock it up. I don't know. I think maybe someone at the senior center, he was going to work on somebody to do that. And I can go over there and talk to her too, that Emily. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it seems like it's going good. He did have a couple more things that he said he was going to work on with those guys. He showed me a big pile of stuff that was left over, but I'm not sure what he has to do. That's
He's
one of the
gonna
things.
go to try to build a pavilion, right? Some type of pavilion to get out of the weather.
Oh yeah, that was it. He was gonna try to build a pavilion over there too with what's his name?
Some
there?
volunteers.
Yeah.
Some volunteers, yeah.
Oh, he is. Okay, I thought that was gonna be Blundell. So that's gonna be with volunteers.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe
You said
Brunel's gonna do it.
And I
Brian was
think
able to do
the Emily Williams had told me one day that they have a volunteer who I guess plays pickleball and has offered to be the volunteer that goes and unlocks everything, then locks it up later and
Oh,
kind of
that's good.
watches it.
Okay, that's good.
Ventura.
Yeah,
What
it
is-
wasn't a definite,
Russ-
but they were looking at it, at him.
Yeah, he was a tennis pro in his younger life.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good news.
And they have, Brooke sent us out, and I had seen too that on Tuesdays at 1:00, they're going to have pickleball lessons at the senior center.
Yeah, that's true.
But there were
A discussion
videos
on how it's played for people
Right.
who've never played before.
There were some videos too that they wanted us to watch before we went and learned.
I guess it's 1:00 on Tuesdays for the next few weeks.
Yep.
Okay. Any discussion on old business? Do we have any old business we want to talk about?
Did we have, I didn't print out the agenda. What's next? Did we have anything on the agenda under old business?
Not
Most-
really.
Yes, just to meet Jimmy.
Okay.
Any new business? You were
The-
gonna get photographs.
The,
Wasn't
town-
someone supposed to get you some photographs of the pickleball courts to give to CPC?
right, right. And I had reported to the CPC that the courts were done. But after talking to Charlie at the last meeting, I think it was just semantics. The courts themselves are done, but the whole project isn't done yet because
Okay.
of the pavilion. So once that's done, I'll get the report from, well, I guess it'll be Jim and Charlie working with Brooke to write it.
Kind of good that Charlie's working 16 hours a week, Jimmy. It'll fill
I
in a lot of
know.
the voids.
Yeah, that will be nice.
Right.
I'll tell you, the courts, the courts, there's one court with a net up. The other ones don't have net. But one does. It's pretty set to go. Except for the outside, like the pavilions for older people or someone has to get out of the rain. But the courts themselves are great.
Good. Another project done by Charlie.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, it came out good.
Yep.
Hey, any other new business?
You've got the annual report.
Right.
Mike?
Brooke, I have a question on that. I have to reread the golf one, but the one from Parks and Rec itself, and it has the years of our term expiration. Is that new from the town?
I don't understand the question. They have always shown your expiration dates, your term, when your term expired. I put in these
Okay,
for last year, remember?
okay.
Now, when our terms are up, we have to go to citizen advisory and let them know that we want to stay on the board.
Well, what they've
Is that
been
how it
doing,
works, or that we automatically get put on for another term?
well, CPC, Community Preservation,
No, citizens
we-
advisory.
well, we questioned it because according to the town clerk's office, who keeps track of like all the term expirations so that we can get sworn in again or reappointed. And I got it from her recently. Jim, I'm chair of community preservation. That's why I had asked this. And
Okay, yep.
we all showed the same 2022 expiration. We were told that per the charter, it's supposed to be like reappointed for like 3-year terms, staggering 3-year terms. But in the meantime, what they've been doing, and Mike might be able to talk more on this from the Citizens Advisory, is they haven't been reappointing people. They've just let it just continue on until they hear that they don't want to be on it. Like if one of us didn't want to be on Parks and Rec, we would say that. I know community preservation wanted to get back on staggering terms. We're told that Josh McGraw, who is in the town manager's office, is looking at all committees and putting them back on a staggering basis. I know I was sworn into Parks and Rec, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So that's probably, but we're 5-year terms, so just wondering where those dates came up, Brooke, that's all.
Gene, I'm with
So
I think-
speaking from the Citizens Advisory Committee, which I'm on, the chairman just gave his letter of resignation because it doesn't seem like the charter is being followed as far as interviewing people for positions. Plus, there's been a lot of vacancies in a lot of these boards that have made it very difficult for them to function. They don't have quorums, and people just aren't coming to the forefront to get on some of these committees. So
Mhm.
he resigned. He sent a letter to Mike Dutton and resigned.
Yeah, in the instance of that, nothing to do with Parks and Rec, but it kind of goes along with what Mike was just saying. I know people who their organizations have put in applications for the cultural council grants, used to be the arts council. Never heard anything. It appears that we have a defunct arts council in Bridgewater, so all those applications for the thousands of dollars have sat there because the whole committee thought that their terms had expired.
So
So it's,
who grabs the bull by the horns and tries to get people on these councils that are looking to get funded by the state or,
Good-
you know,
good
the money just gets wasted.
good question. So I guess we'd ask that of the town manager or the citizens advisory. Can ask the town manager if people aren't putting their names in.
I think the best thing is to ask the town manager because right now the citizens advisory is kind of not functioning properly.
Okay. Good question. Okay,
We have a guest, I don't know her name,
Oh, Madden, is it last name Madden?
yes,
Yes.
Mhm.
did she want to speak?
Yeah, why don't we go out of order with her for, then we can talk about the reports again, annual reports.
Oh, hello, everybody. I'm just here to listen and observe. So a lot of the times I catch you guys a couple days after on YouTube, and I decided to try to make a better effort of catching you live by joining the Zoom meeting. So I'm just here to
Mhm.
listen. Brooke sent me an email, and so I think I was going to share some thoughts at the next meeting in April.
Oh, okay, good.
We were
I
here
appreciate-
last meeting. Were you with us,
Yes.
Pam, last meeting?
Yes, yep.
Did you have anything from that meeting that you want to ask us about tonight?
No, I don't think so. All
Okay.
right, thank you, though.
Well, thank you for showing your concern about the Recreation Commission.
Thanks.
And thank you to PM for all the suggestions and the input that you had sent to us.
Oh,
It's
okay. Oh,
very-
you're
very
welcome.
good.
Yep, I try to share all the information that I'm learning from these meetings with my friends in Bridgewater, so everyone knows what's going on.
That's
Okay.
good. Now, are you in Bridgewater? Do you live in Bridgewater?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, thank you.
And Mr.
Okay,
Flaherty, if I could just add, she's also being very gracious because she knows that this is Mr. Small's first meeting. And so she just wanted him to sort of get acclimated before we started discussing things that he might not be aware of.
True. I didn't want to hit him with the laundry list of suggestions on his very first
There you
meeting, so.
Mhm. Brooke, can you send Jim that list of things that Pam had sent us before?
The list of what things?
Remember Pam had sent the email?
Oh,
after-
yes, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
just send it to Jim.
Yep, absolutely.
Jimmy, do you think you're going to get a budget this year?
I anticipate that we will. I don't know what it'll be. And I gotta reach out to him as far as the remainder of this year because there was some stuff that kind of the golf course always did for Charlie, and we don't have that resource anymore, like preventative maintenance stuff on equipment as far as changing oils and
Right,
right, all the filters and fluids and everything. So that's just the tip of what I know that from what the golf course did. So I don't know if I'll be able to get through even the rest of this year. Because I don't really have any of that stuff. So
Can the
Yeah.
highway department help out with that? I wonder.
I can do it. I just need the supplies. So they wouldn't have a lot of the air filters, fuel filters, oil filters, because it's kind of small engine stuff. So we'll have to try to figure out. I got a list together for the finance advisor there, Tony Salmonti. So I have a
Mhm.
list that I put together for him.
Is it
And
safe to
collect-
say, Jim, you're gonna be responsible for your equipment more individually now?
Yeah, yeah, because Charlie used to bring them up, we'd throw it up on the lift, scrape,
Right.
clean under the deck, sharpen the blades, and then go through all the preventative maintenance stuff. But when we asked those guys that Indigo, they didn't want us to, they didn't want, as far as liability, they didn't want to do any of that stuff. So
Okay.
that's kind of tough.
Yeah, but
But-
well, you can see that being an issue. If you
Yeah.
own, you can see that being an issue.
Yeah, that I can understand. So it's just a matter of going to the town now and kind of telling them what we probably are gonna need to spend on that stuff for the rest of the year, just to get us there. So plus, I don't know what would happen if because a lot of times, if something broke, we have an account, the golf course had an account at Toro. I just, I'd order the part and it would just get paid for by the golf course. So, but we don't really have that anymore. So.
Now, who owns the equipment that's gonna be working on the golf course? Indigo or the town of Bridgewater?
Well, it's kind of, it's both. If we physically, the town physically owns the equipment, which there are a number of things up there, like the Caterpillar, one of the old John Deere tractors, one of the old spray rigs, a couple of fairway mowers. I guess they wrote it in that, at the end of the lease, those guys would be responsible for giving back the equipment in the condition that it's in. And then as far as the leases, they would continue paying on those leases until the end of the lease. And then they would either have the option of buying out that lease, which those leases are like a fair market value lease. So they would have to pay whatever the market residual.
Whatever's left on the lease?
Well, the lease would be gone, but say it's a greens mower, they'd have to pay whatever Toro tells them that greens mower, a 4-year-old greens mower at that time is worth. And they would have to turn around and buy that stuff. And once they buy it, then it's theirs. So I'd say most of the stuff that we have that's important to the day-to-day operations, that stuff's all on lease. All the greens mowers are on lease, TNA mowers are on lease. The utility vehicles, the things we drive around in, all that stuff's on lease. So that new John Deere tractor we got, that's on lease. That thing, we only have 1 year on the lease. But that thing's $1 buyout. So at the end of that thing, I guess that would pretty much be theirs, I was a little confused on how that stuff was going to work, where, if they use it for 5 years, I don't know how it's in the same condition it would be in like right now, but whatever.
Be on your pay grade, huh?
Yeah, they didn't consult with me on any of those things, so I don't know what they were thinking on that.
Now, if something breaks, are they responsible for purchasing something to make the course
Yeah.
run?
Yeah, I think like what it is like if it's in the ground, say it's like something to do with the irrigation system blows up or something, they're in charge of fixing the heads, but we'd be in charge of fixing like the main line or the pond fill wells, stuff like that. I think and then all the equipment, if anything breaks on the equipment, they're responsible for doing the equipment repair to all that stuff too.
Is that under the lease, Jimmy? Is it covered under the lease, or it's a lease maintenance that you do the maintenance on the vehicle?
Yeah, you do like the preventative maintenance, and then there's a warranty on those things for a 4-year warranty that anything that shouldn't be breaking. Like I had some steering columns that for whatever reason stripped out. Toro replaced those and labor for under warranty. So. But as far as like, I think, wear and tear on tires or flat tires or, oil changes and all that stuff, that would be Indigo. It was us, and then now it'd be under them. So
That's on lease. That's like my vehicle. We have leases that go that way too.
yeah, it's good.
All right.
Do we want to go on to discuss the annual reports? Brooke, you put these together?
Yes, and the one I sent the last one I sent is the one combined, which is
Okay.
much less boring. I mean, we're too small. You guys are too small a group because Jim only has the groundskeeper and a volunteer, and there's just the 5 of you. So to do 2 separate reports, you're all doing the same thing.
Right.
Michael Dutton never replied to me about the annual reports, so I combined them.
Good.
Did the town clerk, did you ask her or? We
She
just
told me
combined them.
she told me to defer to Michael Dutton.
Okay,
And he never
Yeah,
got back to you.
No.
I think like you said, it makes no sense to have separate.
And who put together the Old Scotland Links Golf Advisory Committee report?
Actually, I did.
And that was with Charlie?
Good job.
Yeah, I worked with Charlie and Jim Campbell.
Oh, good.
But you're certainly, well, I mean, it's for your approval, so.
No, I think they're both great.
Mhm.
I think we should vote, well, you've already sent them, right?
No, I
Oh, okay.
can't without approval of the commission.
Okay. Do I hear a vote to approve both?
Motion to approve both letters.
Second,
All in favor? You can take a roll, Brooke?
Yeah, roll call.
Yeah.
Mr. Origi,
Yes,
Mr. Buron, Dan. Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Flaherty
Yes.
and Ms. Wasconi.
yes,
Mr. Campbell just joined. If somebody wants to fill him in case he wants to make any changes.
okay, and Danny just said yes,
Yes, he did. I heard him. Thank you.
okay. Hi, Jim
Hi.
Campbell.
Mr. Campbell, we just voted on, they were just voting on the annual report, the combined one for the commission and the department, and then the golf course one. Are they, do you want to make any changes or alterations to either one of those?
No, they were both fine. Thank you.
Hi, Jimmy.
Thank you, Brooke, for
Michael. Jim,
taking care of those. They were good.
Do we have any one that wants to make a public comment on any of the things we've discussed tonight?
Or anything in general.
Anything to do with recreation? No?
well,
Jimmy?
I'm here late, but I just want everyone to know, 1 o'clock tomorrow, gonna be at the senior center to tell people how to play pickleball.
Do I need to watch the videos first, Jimmy?
It's a good idea. Might want
Okay.
to ask some questions.
Okay,
And I'm sorry I'm late, but I guess, well, Jim's here, welcome to recreation, but I guess that a couple of things, just to how the new contract will work out with getting whether or not we can use stuff from the golf course and stuff like that will have to be worked out. But luckily we have the right person to do that, so we'll see what we,
hey, Jimmy, we just talked about it, and Jimmy made it sound like we won't have that ability to use
Right.
stuff. Of course.
well, then we should put in for equipment and
Agreed.
recreation.
mm-hmm.
And equipment
And-
maintenance.
The,
Well, like
The
you say,
budgets
can't let the fields, you just need something to budget then, because you can't let the fields go because you can't fertilize them. And you can't do it by hand. Charlie did that when we first started, but we'll see. We'll work it out, I guess.
Yeah, Jim, Jim Small, have you gotten the budget request forms to fill out?
Yeah, I did, and I think I have a preliminary meeting with them. We had one kind of rough, it was just basically all the department heads last week, and then I have another one on the 15th of March that I have to get some stuff together for. So, yeah, I was just gonna get them. As far as the equipment, that part I know. What we'll need in different accounts, I kind of don't really know, except I've called some people that I know that are in the business, in parks and recs and fields and stuff, and I got some of their budgets, but I guess I'll just be kind of, estimating as far as the first year goes. After the first year, I think I have a better idea, and Charlie will know too, like what we have used in the past.
Right.
And he knows
I know.
who's paid for it and who
I know
hasn't.
poor Charlie would always be talking to Little League or youth football to scramble a few bucks together to buy fertilizer. Let's hope with the organizing everything that you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I think that's the town's plan, that that's coming from the town manager. He said he wanted to try to get they know they got to get a budget together and they know it's overdue. So he said, just put something together and they'll either approve it or, kind of work with us to get us something, that's for sure. But
Good.
they know that.
Good.
Don't we still charge the youth sports money to use our fields? I think that's still being done. So I don't think that's gonna stop.
Yeah, we
Mike.
still do so.
Yeah.
Part of
Well,
the problem with that,
with a
though, is
budget, maybe with a budget from the town, we can reduce the cost to the kids playing.
Yeah.
and there are fewer children playing, so that there is less money coming in.
Because of coronavirus?
I think just in kids do other stuff now.
Okay.
Could Ms. Madden ask a question?
Sure.
Sure.
Oh, so besides listening in on your meetings all the time, I'm also in charge of membership for a local group called the Greater Bridgewater Women of Today. And one of the things I was wondering, I found the form if we wanted to request use of, any of the fields, or specifically Legion Field in town, but I wasn't sure what the fee was. I didn't see that on the form or online. So if it's not appropriate to ask now, I can just follow up with Jim in a day or two.
We did have, way back when, we did have a fee structure. I know we asked Charlie that a while back. And I think he kind of would work with the groups. Does anybody know different? And I think depending on the group and what they were using it for, but I think we should have go back to having a set fee structure. What do you guys think?
That would be up to the town manager.
Again, Jimmy, the administrative code says that we advise the town manager, not that the town manager advises us.
Right.
Well, That's
And I
what
think
it's,
it's something we need to push. Just my thought.
Okay,
Yeah.
so would your advice be that we fill out the form? I think this was surrounding, we used to do an egg hunt at the Dome for many, many years. And then the last couple of years, we've actually driven the Easter Bunny around in a convertible. We're looking to make things a little bit more simpler and, kind of a set time period for people where they could kind of drop by and have their child's picture taken with the Easter Bunny and maybe some other things. So, obviously the gazebo would be ideal, but I just wasn't sure. So is the best path for me to take, fill out that request form, submit it, and then kind of figure out the if there is a fee, or if there isn't a fee?
I believe that would be yes. And we try to make it so that it's as inexpensive and for people as possible. If you had a family and you wanted to play a softball game down Scotland Field or something, we used to just let you use the field as long as you weren't interfering with someone else or something like that.
Mhm. Okay.
So
yeah, 'cause
usually it was a very flexible thing. But Charlie, you'd fill it out, he'd look and see if people were using the field and work something out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll explain what the group does. We raise money for local families in need, so I'll kind of put all that information, include that in the form when I submit it.
Mhm.
That would make it even more attractive for us not to charge you.
Right,
Yeah,
and from what
okay.
I understand, Charlie's staying to do his Bridgewater Cares program, so
Okay.
he's gonna be doing that, so I think he'd favor you on that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any public comment for tonight's meeting?
Just that last thing on the pickleball, working with people to get someone to start a league down at the pickleball courts. Tomorrow it's at the senior center to teach people how the game's played. And we're coming up, Tony Ascenzi's going there tomorrow to help tell people how it's done. And then we'll come up with a formula for what to charge a league if they do want to play, like Little League pays or whoever else pays. We're gonna come up with a fee for the pickleball courts, a reasonable fee for the people of Bridgewater, which hopefully will be discounted. And that's about it.
Hey, Jimmy,
Well, people from
what's your
other
thought
towns coming
process?
in. What, go
What's
ahead,
the
Uh,
Tom.
thought process about the pickleball? I don't follow you when you say a league. Like, would the league be playing every day, or would the league play? How would that be?
After every place around here that I ever been, Lakeville, Randolph, Abington, Duxbury, everyone, they usually, I think probably down the Cape Ball too. They don't, the town doesn't run anything. It's like softball down the men's softball league. We don't run a men's softball league. They run it, but usually they give some money to the town, which would be us, to take care of the fields and stuff like that. And then they charge the people that play in the softball league or any other sport, baseball. They charge the kids to play baseball. They give us some money to help with the fields. Girls softball, same thing. So we're looking for someone to run something on, since Rainham has it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I talked to Joe Pitter and had a bunch of people that play, and they thought we could run something Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, just 3 days, maybe one night for a ladder league or something. So it's only 3 hours. So the whole week, you're only talking about maybe 15 hours, 18 at the most, and the rest of the people can use the courts any way they want. So we're gonna try to set up something for the seniors in the meantime, but we'd like to see a league start down there so that, and it being expensive over in Rainham, if you played at the Edgewood, you would start. In fact, they'll cleaning up in April. They'll be cleaning up in March and try to start in April. And it runs last year till October. So if you paid them $100, it came out, you paid less than $2 a day. In most places around here that charge, Starland, places like that, Lakeville Tennis Club, they get better than $10 a day. So the only reason you want to charge is so 3 years from now, if you need new nets or you need new something, we'll have the money to take care of it.
No, I know down in Sandwich they don't, but they have but you sign up online. I know private companies charge, private facilities like Pickles and all those places. Rainham's a privately owned place, and they're all private. I don't know, but you're saying a lot of public places.
Lakeville was the Lakeville Recreation Commission in the Ted Williams camp. Abington is the Recreation Commission. Yarmouth is the Recreation Commission. Duxbury is the Recreation Commission. So it's just if you don't do that, then you have, unless the town wants to step up, Naples down in Florida, places like that, they hire a person and they're there every day.
Well, Jimmy, you
But I
got an
mean,
extra job.
well, I'm just saying the league is the easiest way to do it. We're only talking, like I say, 3 hours for 3 mornings. So it isn't like you're taking over the courts, but
Yeah.
people show up like at the Y. At the Y, people pay their monthly thing at the Y, but you show up and someone's there, the nets are set up, there's a board, you sign your name up, you play. And anybody can run, if they want to run a league, they can run it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they can run it every afternoon, they could run it, if they got permission. I don't know if Charlie, I went over a sign, there's a sign that's going up that tells what's allowed on the courts and stuff like that. And we're hoping to build a pavilion, have some asking for some prices on building one down there. And it's gonna be a real good facility. Worry is if just people show up and you have no organization, can someone take over 3 courts and not move off them all day, or have to have some sort of organization. Well, you don't have to, but I think it works out better.
How does it work at the basketball courts? Same thing.
Yeah.
You see the kids down there playing. It's jammed in the summer.
Yeah.
I just don't want the Bridgewater people, especially you got the seniors going in. It's right beside the seniors. I just don't want to see them get bumped out because we got people from other towns.
Oh, there's no one bumped out.
The courts are extremely nice.
All these people are going anyone that I asked if they were interested in running, I think there's between 3 people that I know of, and we list everyone. All they do is form an organization and they just keep track of the names there. If you don't, well, I don't know, there's plenty of time for other people to form, to do whatever they want. Like I say, some people would like to have it organized. People in Bridgewater are gonna pay less, I would think. And, we'll have to discuss the rates if we're gonna do it. Like I say, I've never been anywhere that there isn't someone that sets a board up in the morning so you can sign up and people go out and order, and it runs along pretty good.
Is this guy, Mr. Ventura, going to kind of set things up, Jimmy, you think?
I called and talked to him, and he thought it was a little something different than we were talking about. This isn't just me. Charlie isn't here tonight, so Charlie's been part of this too. He said he couldn't make it. I don't think anyone's gonna want to come down there and open the courts up and do everything for nothing for 7 days or something. So what we kind of have worked out with Charlie is that maybe Rec would open them up in the morning. In other places, the way it worked, believe it or not, is it was just a combination lock and people would open it up and just start playing.
That's probably the best way.
Yeah, once it gets started, this is just to get it going.
Right.
As far as the league goes, you have Joe Pitta, you have Bob Hall, you have Bob Sergio. You have people that would, if they form this and the league starts and the seniors want to come over that never played before, there would be a time set aside that when they came over, you would teach them how to play. And they would also have Monday, Wednesday, Friday to just practice. And then when they go a little better, if they come over, you just fit in and you get better.
Right.
People come down the Y sometimes and they can't play at all. And they put them in a game and eventually they get a little better and they end up staying and stay down. They show up all the time. So that's basically it. But all those guys are offering to teach people how to play for free, not charge them or anything. If they're going to charge for lessons or something, they'll have to come to recreation and ask if they can give a lesson for 10 people on Sunday or something or whatever, and you'll have to okay it.
Right.
You won't have to okay it, but I mean, they won't get it unless you okay it. So,
You think the whole senior group will kind of supervise the whole thing once it gets gets rolling?
I don't think so, because like I say, I don't, to do it like Bob Hall does it, who's the Mr. Pickleball basically around this area, you gotta be there every morning at 7:30. Open it up and, go out and teach people how to play. And I think, like I say, I have like 4 lessons booked from down at the senior center there. And I think if they just infiltrate any league they want to play in, I mean, there's no one to stop having a women's league on Wednesday, a seniors league on Monday. And young people are coming in too. Pickleball is just going crazy. They're talking about being in the Olympics in 2028, and it's growing. I mean, if you go on the pickleball information page, they're telling you about up in Nova Scotia, it's going out crazy. People snow blowing their tennis courts off to play pickleball. So, it's I picture the school wanting to play there. They don't have any courts. I picture them because all you need is a paddle. So it's inexpensive for kids to play, and it's a good sport for them to play. A lot of exercise. So we'll see. It's it'll change as it goes. And you're all welcome, any part of it. I try to get other people. That's why Tony's coming tomorrow to teach them, and he won't be giving lessons down at the senior center. He's at Pickles in Hanover. And if someone from Bridgewater eventually wants to go down there to take a couple lessons, and maybe make out, but other than that, I don't see it. But that's a good that's why I brought him there. So
Good.
he can he's certified teacher now, so I think it's gonna be pretty good. I'll tell you after tomorrow. If you just let it go, if you just let all the seniors come down that never played before, then there'll be no one there they can learn from. It's better if they go in and, I mean, if you're a 3, you find your own level, you play with people that are about as good as you are. If someone comes and they're not as good, you get them in the game. Everyone plays with them a little. They, teaches them a little bit, see how far they go. They find people about their level, and they play together. And like I said, they can go that afternoon and play 4 hours if they want. So. Anybody
Sounds like
else?
it's
have
gonna
any
catch on
ideas?
good. It sounds like it's gonna catch on good, Jimmy.
Yeah.
We're
Like I
lucky we
said, I
have
think
the
you'll be
courts.
amazed at the younger people that are taking it up. Because there's money in it now. They're paying a lot of money. I think I read where a guy that owns a hockey team, one of the national hockey teams there, he bought out part of the Pickleball Association or something. And they're running a league now
Saw that.
for pro pickleball players and stuff.
Wow.
So it's they're expecting it to become a very popular sport. To
Might
watch on
replace
TV and
baseball.
stuff.
It might replace baseball.
Yeah, that's true.
The way that's going. Do we have anyone that wants to make a public comment? How about our next meeting? When will that be, Brooke? Anybody know the date on that next meeting?
First
You're
Monday.
muted,
got-
Brooke. You're
We
muted.
look-
Brooke, you're muted.
How about April
Okay,
4th?
there I go. I couldn't unmute myself. April 4th. Yeah, that's the first Monday in April, if that's the plan.
Mhm.
Right?
Is it still gonna be, is it still gonna be by Zoom?
God, I hope
don't
not.
know. If it isn't, it will have to be hybrid, I believe. And I'll have to work that out with Mr. Small, because I don't have a town computer.
Okay. I will be in Florida, so,
All right, that's a good reason to have it hybrid.
yeah.
There's no getting away.
Is there anything?
Talk- Brooke, if you need to do it hybrid, talk to Josh, because I think he's done them. Josh
Okay.
McGraw.
Well, I run a computer from the rec building so that everybody can see you all.
Okay.
So I'll put it at the end of the conference table. And that should
Got it.
cover everybody.
Hey, Brooke, when you say a hybrid, people can go to the meeting, and if you don't want to go to the meeting, there'll also be a Zoom meeting.
Right. Well,
Okay.
it's not, they will be able to see you and talk to you like a Zoom meeting, but you will all be in person if you choose to be.
Okay,
If you
yeah.
choose not to be, you can come by computer.
okay,
And it will be recorded still though, and it will be put on the website still.
okay.
Okay, Monday, April 4th, 7 o'clock. And, as soon as I hear from the town what the protocol is, I will let you know whether it's still continuing as Zoom only or you can meet at the office.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Brooke.
Does anyone want to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second,
Do you do a roll call?
Yes, there is. Mr. Riggi?
yes.
Okay, I think we lost Mr. Buron. Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Flaherty?
Yes.
Ms. Visconti?
Yes.
Okay, the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you,
8:02.
everyone.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hey, Mike,
Okay,
safe
all right.
travels. Jimmy, see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, well, it's good to see you guys again.
Hey, guys, Jimmy Small, congratulations. Excited to
Thank
have
you,
you.
sir. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay,
Hey.
bye-bye.
Thank you,
Keep
everyone.
in touch. Jimmy,
See you,
I'll see you
Michael.
tomorrow at 1.
All righty.
Okay. Bye.
Everyone's invited. Bye.
Ugh.